I'll show you in the next 2 minutes how to connect your CRM system to SigParser, configure contacts to automatically be created and updated, and then how to push a history of contacts to your CRM. Finally, we'll cover some troubleshooting issues. For this example, we'll be using Pipedrive, but any CRM system like Salesforce or even Google Contacts will work for this example. So the first thing I'll do is click on the Connect CRM button on the dashboard that you see when you first log in. So the Connect CRM button is in the middle of the screen. And then what I'll do is scroll down to the Pipedrive connector, which is in the middle of the screen in the list. You'll find it somewhere in there. And then I've already connected Pipedrive, so it looks like this, but if you haven't connected Pipedrive, you'll see a screen asking you to approve. Then you can see here we're looking at our setup options for Pipedrive. So what I'm looking at here are the checkboxes, which control how SigParser will push contacts into Pipedrive. So we've got a bunch of options here. So first we have create contacts, and you can see here we can choose to create contacts from all mailboxes or only a selected mailbox. So in this case I did the example of one of our mailboxes that we have set up here. And then you can see here that we have the option to say we only want to push contacts into Pipedrive that have more than one email and inbound emails greater than one. You can use the email address filters to exclude certain contacts. So for example, if you had some sort of system that was sending you a bunch of emails, you could set up a rule to exclude those contacts or those email addresses from making it into your CRM system. Another way you can configure this is also to set certain contacts as internal contacts. For example, if you have a third-party HR company, you might want to set those as internal contacts. You can do that from the settings at the top right and go to internal contacts. Additionally, you can say you want to exclude contacts that you haven't touched in the last 365 days, for example, as we did there. So you can see here after we've configured it, now Pipedrive shows up in our list of CRM connections at the bottom. We can click refresh and that will try to do a sync, but it won't really push much when we initially set it up. So if we want to push all the history to Pipedrive, we need to make sure that we click the push contacts button. And this will go back through all the history of the data we've already pulled into SigParser and try to push all of that. By default, SigParser will only push stuff going forward after you connect, not all the historical stuff. So here we're selecting a date in the past, and then we're going to click Submit. Now in this case, I don't have much data in this sample account, but for your account, you would have a couple hundred contacts that it would try to push. And so we can see on the right side that our job has succeeded. It's now pushed everything that it can over to Pipedrive. If your contacts aren't appearing in your CRM, there are 3 things to check. Did you set up a subscription, and do you have the right subscription tier? You can check this by going to the billing screen. The other most common issue is that people don't actually click the checkbox to create and update contacts. There are 2 checkboxes, one for creating contacts and another checkbox for updating contacts. Also, if you want titles set, some CRM connectors have an additional option for titles. Finally, remember to run the push contacts operations on the connector if you want to have SigParser attempt to reevaluate all the contacts to see which ones should be pushed. SigParser won't delete any contacts once they are pushed, so make sure you are happy with the rules. Internal contacts. Inbound and outbound email counts are critical to many of the rules for configuring which contacts get created in your CRM. As such, it is important to make sure those statistics are correct. The way you do that is by configuring which email addresses are treated as internal. You should be sure your company's domain is set as internal, but also any other addresses or domains that might be kind of internal. For example, if you have a vendor who handles your HR or payroll like ADP, their domain should be set as internal so those contacts don't show up in your CRM system.